Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. I have been sharing all kinds of curriculum and resources that I will be using next year for my kids. I've already shared what I'm going to be using with my oldest and my middle son, who they are both in high school. Today I'm going to be sharing what I'm going to be using with my 4th grader, and I'm really excited. It's a different year this year. This year we are not using solely sunlight material, which there have been a couple of years in the past that we have not used a full sunlight level. I think that we're going to have a good year. I have a lot of fun stuff planned. I'm excited to share it with you. So I'm going to turn the camera around and take you through what I have for my 4th grader for 2024-2025. So let's get started. All right, so Lucy is going to be in the 4th grade this year, and she just finished level D last year. So if we were to continue following the sunlight levels, she would be in level E this year, which is year 2 of 2 of American history. We will start level E at some point. I do not know if it will be this year or if this year will be more of a gap year for sunlight and then moving on next year. It's really going to depend. It's really going to depend on how the fall goes. So I did get this US elections lap book kit from Sunlight. It comes with all of the things you need to create a lap book. It does have instructions, has all of the sheets and everything in here to make the lap book. I'm really excited about it. I think it will be an excellent thing to work on as we are in this election year in 2024. There is also a US elections unit study for free from Sunlight. I downloaded that, but I have not looked through it. I kind of have to see if it is essentially the same as this without the lap book components, or if there is additional information that I want to also include with this unit. So this is going to be a big part of our history for the year. And with that, we are also going to be using this United States cookbook, which I used when Emma was Lucy's age. There are chapters for each state with a little bit of information about the state, and then a recipe from the state, which I'm really excited about. We did several states when Emma was 9, 10, 11. I thought that this was a great resource to have when we did levels D and E, and we just kind of picked states as we wanted to. It was not something where we went through every single chapter. We may or may not go through every single chapter, but I do have this to also be part of her history this year. Then the last thing that I did was I actually purchased the 50 states book and the 50 states unit study from Sunlight. Now, last year I did also get the 50 states unit study from the Waldock Way, and I think I'm going to kind of piece some of that stuff together with the Sunlight unit study as well as part of Lucy's history this year. And we're just going to go through state study. I think it's going to be a great year, mainly because of the election year and also because Emma and Jack are going to be doing government as their primary history for 2024-2025. And so I thought that those things would all partner together quite well. And I don't think that she is quite ready for level E yet. She is on the younger end for level E. Several years ago, Sunlight actually changed their age range recommendations for the different Sunlight levels. They recommend it as a 5th grade course, and the age range is 10 through 13. Well, Lucy doesn't turn 10 until right at the end of the fall. So she is just going to be turning 10 once we're several months into her 4th grade year. And so I thought instead of starting her right with level E, I would take a little bit of time to work through this information and see how it goes, just to have that as part of her homeschool year instead of just pushing her right into the next level. I think it will be good for her to have a little bit of a break from so many books. I love the literature resources, but I do notice that because they've changed so many of the books since Emma and Jack were her age, that some of the information is just going over her head or she's really not invested in. Granted, this is only our first swing through US history, so I'm not expecting her to have everything memorized. It's just an introduction, but I thought it would be better to just wait a little bit. So this is what we're going to be doing for history. For her math, we're going to be continuing with the Singapore Primary Math US edition, 4A and 4B. I do have the 4A and 4B instructor's guides and textbooks that go with this program. It's the same program that I used for both Jack and Emma when they were Lucy's age. I love this program. I think it's really great for the mental math aspect of it. It's going to be challenging. Level 4 was when it got really hard for Emma and Jack. And that is mainly because they're still kind of working on all of the math fact memorization and being able to recall those math facts quickly. So it is going to definitely be challenging this year, but I think because we're doing a lot less with the literature-based homeschooling for Lucy this year with history and everything, I'm going to have the time to focus on this for her and she won't feel burnt out about it. Sunlight does now sell the updated Singapore math versions. I think Singapore updated this program in 2022, and I don't know all of the differences. The one difference that I do know about is that the textbook and workbook are combined, but personally, I didn't feel a need to update it. I like this program just the way it is. I don't feel like I need to update it, so I'm going to continue to use my old resources that I already have on hand and just purchase the 4A and 4B workbooks. For science this year, I have decided to go back to what I used to do when my older two were in elementary, which is to do a science intensive summer. And what that means is we are doing a lot of nature journaling, nature study, outside nature projects relating to gardening, relating to birds and the seasons and all of that kind of stuff. That is what I spend a lot of time focusing on in the summer months. I also did purchase this Coding with Scratch 3.0 projects workbook that I'm going to go through with Lucy, and I do have a couple other workbooks, science unit workbooks that I purchased from either Target or Barnes & Noble, short little workbooks on a particular topic that you just go through, read a little information, fill in the blanks, that kind of thing. And so that is going to be her science this year. I forgot that I used to do this with my older two kids until last year. And once I spent most of last summer doing a large butterfly unit and working on stuff with our chickens and nature study, I remembered that that's what I used to do when my older two were in elementary, and it freed up so much time during the rest of the year for us, because in the cold winter months, I don't want to be doing a lot of science experiments. I don't mind art projects and stuff, but science experiments kind of bog me down in the winter months. So if we spend a good chunk of the summer and early fall working through science, we won't have to focus on it through the rest of the school year. So that is her science. For her language arts this year, she is going to be doing Handwriting Without Tears, Cursive Success. She did the first cursive book this past year and did a great job with that book. I'm really excited to see how she does with this book. Cursive has been something that she's really excelled at this year, and I think that that's awesome. And then for the rest of her language arts, she is going to be doing Language Arts Level 4 from Sunlight. I have all of the readers from Sunlight, from the toddler program all the way through high school. Somebody had mentioned to me earlier this year when I did an update video that Lucy had already finished all of the level 3 readers, that she could start reading the level 4 readers. And I had been giving her the level 4 readers, not even thinking about it being level 4 readers. So she's already read about half of the books from the level 4 language arts, and that's totally okay with me. As long as she's reading something, I am happy. I am excited about this. I think that this will be good. I knew that she was not ready for the level D language arts last year. She's definitely not ready for the level E language arts this year. So this is a perfect program to work with her through her 4th grade year. And then the books that I have for her to read, some of these are from the level 4 readers. Some are just other books that I grabbed downstairs from our reader's shelf. The first is Mr. Limoncello's Library. If she enjoys this book, which I think that she will, I will have her continue on with books 2 and 3. This book is not at all included in the Sunlight Language Arts, but this series, the Mandy series, was one of my favorites when I was like in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I loved reading these books. I have, I think, 30 of them. So if she is ready for a book, I will have her read this, or because the text is very small, it might be a read aloud, but I'm really excited to go through these books again. Emma did them when she was Lucy's age and absolutely loved them. So that is the next book, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. Now this would most likely be a read aloud, but there is also a Brave Rider arrow associated with this, and it's also part of one of the later levels language arts programs. I cannot remember. I will put it up on the screen which level it is in, because that's kind of a problem with my younger two. I pull from a bunch of different levels for them, and so then sometimes we get to a level and they've either read the books or they've listened to them as read alouds. This was not part of any of the language arts levels when we originally read it, but it is now. So this is not part of the level 4 language arts, but it is a book that I will either be reading aloud to her or she will be reading herself. This is also not part of the level 4 language arts, but I did pull it off the shelf because I think she will enjoy it. James and the Giant Peach. Again, Little House in the Big Woods. Actually, this one might be part of level 4. I'm not sure. This one is Ginger Pie. Then we have Misty of Shinkatig. More Stories from Grandma's Attic. The original Stories from Grandma's Attic, I think, was in maybe P3-4. No, I think it used to be in P4-5 or the level A curriculum. They've probably changed it now, but we really like those stories. Mustang, Wild Spirit of the West, The Toothpaste Millionaire, and Marco Polo. So these are her readers for the year. Definitely all of these ones, as well as the Mr. Limoncello's Library. And then depending on how things are going, these may be read alouds or readers, just depending on how the rest of the books are going. So those are all of the resources that I have for Lucy for this year. She also loves singing and dancing and playing on her aerial silks and running and, you know, just being generally a crazy 9-year-old. That's just how she is. And we will do a lot of art and fun handcraft projects and things like that. But those are not things that I plan out for our year. They're just kind of done as we have time, as the mood hits us. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to see if I can link the other posts that I have about 4th grade curriculum so that you can see what we did for Emma and for Jack. I've been sharing about curriculum that we've been using with my homeschoolers since 2012, I believe, is when I first started sharing those over on my website. So I have years and years and years of content all through my kids' homeschool years, all of the resources that we've used. So I will see if I can find those and leave those in the description box for you so you can check those out if you would like to as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.